Leather is so versatile, and today I'm going to show you how to make a pair of leather tassel earrings. Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a pair of leather tassel earrings. I love using twisted wire with this design. It just gives it an extra texture, and it's just gorgeous with that flat leather. So you can use any bead that you like on the top. You can also make this design for a necklace, for a long pendant, or anything you want. You can add them to stretch bracelets. They're super, super cute. Let's go over the tools and supplies for this project. We're going to need flat leather, about 60 inches total. And this is the kind that I'm using. It's deer tan. It's beautiful. It's about 5 millimeters wide. 2 beads, a pair of ear wires, and we're gonna need some tools. We need our round nose plier, flesh cutter, chain nose plier, 6-step bail shaping plier. You could get a leather cutter if you have one, but you can also just use your flesh cutter for that. Flat nose plier, a ruler, and I like to use the 20 gauge twisted wire, but you could also use regular 20 gauge wire if that's what you have at home. Okay, so let's get started. This is for one earring. So for that, you're gonna need 3 10-inch segments of leather. So just kind of hold it above. It doesn't have to be perfect. And cut. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the wire and bead part at the top. Grab your twisted wire, your flesh cutter, your 6-step bail shaping plier, and one of your beads. I like to use about 8 inches just for this part. Sometimes my wraps get a little carried away and messy, but I think it's just beautiful with the twisted wire. You'll see what I mean in a moment if you don't know this wire. Cut off that little kink in the wire. Okay. I'm gonna set my leather to the side. Depending on what size leather you have will determine which rung of the plier you want to use. So you can lay your leather flat and kind of just hold your tool over the leather, and you want the rung to be a little bit larger. So I'm going to use this third biggest one because this is going to be the loop that the leather goes through. Just bring this earring down so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. See how that loop is a little bit wider than the leather? That's going to be the perfect size. So I'm going to use this one here and grab my wire, and I'm going to make that loop. So just grab it about a couple inches up, a few inches maybe. And just wrap it around. This wire is super, super malleable and easy to use. Just another thing I love about it. And then we're just gonna make a little coil up here at the top. Just gonna use my hands to get that started. I'm only gonna do that a couple of times for now. And I'm gonna go ahead and slide my bead on. A little tip is I like to keep that tail for now until I'm done with the other portion, because then I can go back in and wrap above the bottom of the bead and it looks really, really good. Okay, so slide your bead on. And now we're gonna make a loop above that bead. I'll just lay my example right over here so you can see. And for this, I like to use my round nose plier and get it a little bit smaller. And you'll do it in the same direction as the bottom one. So grab just above that bead. Push it away 90 degrees. Readjust your plier here, just beyond the bend. And roll it back. Bring that tail down and around. So now you have the start of that loop up there. And I like to switch hands here. I'm right-handed. You can grab that with your round nose or with a chain nose. And we're going to coil that. Okay, so then turn your bead. So the bead's facing up, the loops are up. Bring that top tail down and over the bead and wrap over that coil on the bottom. And then turn it over. Trim that tail off using the flat side of your flush cutter. Using your chain nose, just tuck that in a little bit. And then we can finally finish wrapping that first tail just a little bit. Makes it look really pretty. Then trim that off. And roll it into itself. So now we have our cute little segment. And if you need to, just adjust the loops, kind of flatten them out. Make sure everything feels good, nothing's poking out. And we can grab our leather. Remember, these are around 10 inches long. Just stack them on top of each other and put them through that loop. Okay, so we're going to use another little segment of that twisted wire. I would give yourself at least a foot to work with. And just kind of fold your leather in half. Find the approximate center. And I like to start my wrap here by sticking the wire through the center, kind of underneath that loop, and holding it, grabbing it with my thumb. So the end is going to be hidden underneath. Then you're just going to slowly start wrapping that twisted wire around to secure it. And you can just do that as much as you want. I think I'm good. I think I'm done. So then I'm going to stick that tail back through the middle of the leather under that loop and trim it off inside if I can. So just kind of reach your plier in, or you can come around from this side where the tail's sticking out, trim it off. Make sure you get all three little pieces. Okay, so then you open up your tassel here. Try to find that little end wherever it is. Trim it off in the middle. That's just going to keep it secure from coming unwound. Okay. Okay. So I've gone ahead and done that again for my other earring, and I'm going to attach my ear wires. Just open up that little loop, slide it on. And the last step is to trim it up. And this is totally up to you. You can keep them long, you can keep them short, up to you. But I like to use my leather cutter. You can also use your flush cutter. And with this style leather, For some reason, I like to cut it straight across. Normally with flat leather, I'll give it a diagonal cut, but for some reason, this deer tan leather, I like it straight because it's already kind of like, it's not perfectly straight leather, if that makes sense. So just keep your earrings around the same height. You can even hold them up together when you do this part. And just give it a little haircut. Cut them individually. And that's it. So here's what they look like on. They are shoulder dusters, super cute for summer and really, really boho. So I hope you enjoyed that demo and I can't wait to see you try it at home. Okay, let's go back over the tools and supplies we need for this project. We're gonna need a flush cutter, chain nose plier, flat nose plier, leather cutter, round nose plier, 6-step bail shaping plier, flat leather, you'll need about 60 inches, 2 beads, 20 gauge twisted wire, this is artistic wire, or just regular 20 gauge wire, a ruler, and a pair of ear wires. If you need to pick up any of the tools or supplies we used for this project, check out the links in the description below. And while you're there, let us know in the comments what your favorite plier is. I love this 6-step bail shaping plier and you saw it work its magic in this demo. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. See you guys next time.